Good evening, and welcome to the City of Woodstock's virtual Committee of Adjustments meeting, at which requests for minor variances will be considered. This meeting is being live streamed to the city's YouTube channel, and a recording of the meeting will also be posted on the city's website following the meeting. An agenda of the meeting can be found on the Agendas, Meetings, and Minutes page on the city's website. Due to the nature of the virtual meeting, the public has been asked to submit a request to speak in advance to allow for pre-meeting tests with the IT department. The minor variances will be heard in the order in which they are listed on the agenda. Each variance will be considered in the following manner. First, the variance number and address will be announced by the chairperson. Then the planner will comment on the application, and then the applicant will be given an opportunity to address the committee with his or her comments. Following this, the chairperson will provide the opportunity for members of the audience who support the application to speak, when the chairperson will provide the opportunity for members of the audience who oppose the application to speak. Delegations are requested to limit their comments to new information, not repetition of comments previously stated. Delegations are requested to address the remarks to the chairperson. Delegations are not permitted to direct comments or questions directly to staff or applicant. All delegations who comment will have their name, address, and comments recorded and published for public record. Once the committee has heard all of the comments, the committee will then consider the applicant and make a decision. Persons other than the applicant who wish to obtain a copy of the decision must submit a written request for a notice of decision from the Secretary Treasurer. This will entitle you to be advised of a possible local planning appeal tribunal hearing. If anyone wishes to appeal the decision of the committee, the information on who to appeal the decision of the committee is to be provided on the notice of decision. The appeal must be filled in writing within 20 days of the decision filed with the Secretary Treasurer of the committee, with the accompanying application fee to the local planning appeal tribunal. So I just wanted to ask, does anybody have a conflict of interest? Seeing none, can I have somebody approve the minutes of November 16, 2020? I see Peter. Can I have a seconder? Glenn? All in favor? Bill, I just can't see your video.
Oops. I have no visual.
Okay, so can you just confirm with audio?
I clicked
then?
on yes.
Oh, sorry, I don't see a yes or no. I wonder if that goes to the person hosting the meeting.
I'll just do it verbally then.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Business arising from the previous minutes. I believe we have correspondence. I believe Alicia can confirm that we have correspondence from COA-LPAT appealing decision MV26-20. I don't believe there is any action to be taken at this time.
No, Mrs. Chair, just for the committee's information, it's just confirming that one of the minor variance reports which came and the decisions which came at the last meeting has been appealed to the LPAT. No action is required by the committee at this time.
Thank you. So we will move on to the first item of today, MV-01-21, Whitelaw Automotive and Industrial Supply Company, 575 Main Street. Amy will be speaking to this, or sorry, Andrea.
Okay, so the first application for the Committee of Adjustment tonight is an application for minor variance. And the applicant is proposing to reduce the setback from a parking area from the interior side lot line from 3 meters to nil, and then also to reduce the setback of the parking area to the main building from 1.5 meters to nil to facilitate the creation of a parking area and a secure compound. And just for clarification, we had a number of calls over the past week regarding this application, and there was concern regarding where the compound was actually going to be. Some of the neighbors were concerned that the compound was going to be in this area of the parcel. However, the applicant is simply proposing a parking area that is basically secured, and it'll be used for parking as well as storage. So just for that clarification. And then as indicated by the chair, the property is located at 575 Main Street, and it's for Whitelaw Machinery Whitelaw Automotive is the business. They currently run a business that is, it's an industrial business that's been there for many years, and they retail and wholesale business. It's a retail and wholesale business for auto, industrial, and agricultural machinery parts. The applicant is, sorry, I'm just lost here. Oh, so sorry, following the circulation of the application, it was indicated by staff that additional relief was required. The applicant will be requiring relief from the minimum setback of the parking area from the street line from 4.5 meters to nil. And so that's basically to allow access from Victoria Street, an existing access, and then it would go along the side here into the parking area. And so they just needed additional relief from that. Staff are of the opinion that further circulation is not required, as the application has not changed the parking area, the access from Victoria is already existing, and it's simply proposing to connect the existing parking area to the proposed parking area. And just then one more piece of clarification is for the committee members. As you can see, the lot line appears to be going through the backyard of the property located to the north of Whitelaw's property. And for many years, the property at 570 and 572, it's a semi-detached dwelling, has benefited from using the Whitelaw property. In fact, they have a fence that runs down between the two units to the back of Whitelaw's property, or where they're proposing the compound, as well as they've constructed some accessory structures that straddle the lot line. For committee's information, a letter has been included with the report that indicates that the owner of 570 and 572 Hatch Street is aware that that's not their property, and that they would remove any of their personal belongings once they're given 60 days notice that Whitelaw intends to go ahead and construct anything on that site. So the application was circulated to a number of agencies. Staff were satisfied with the application. The building department indicated that they were satisfied with the application. They don't feel that we don't feel that there's going to be any drainage or grading issues. However, any of those issues would be addressed through the site plan approval application. We've included a condition that requests that the accessory structures and the fencing be removed from that straddles the lot line from 570 and 572 Hatch Street to the Whitelaw property. We're satisfied that the application is in keeping with the official plan. As as it's providing additional parking for a site that was established historically and has probably a deficient amount of parking. This would be helpful to the business to allow it to continue, as well as it'll provide for outdoor storage. Anything that's being proposed for outdoor storage will need to be screened and buffered from the neighboring properties, and that will be addressed through site plan. Staff are also satisfied that the parking area and compound will not have a negative impact on neighboring properties, as there is a grade differential between the rears of those subject property, or the rear of the neighboring properties and the subject property. And so a retaining wall will need to be constructed, as well as fencing erected around the compound. And so there should be adequate screening and buffering there too, which would avoid any sort of visual intrusion. Staff are also satisfied that the parking area will not impact sight lines or vehicle traffic along Victoria Street. And in general, we're satisfied that this application can be given favorable consideration with a condition that the accessory structures be removed.
Thank you, Andrea. Does anybody on the committee have any questions for Andrea?
I do.
That was Bill, correct?
Yeah. We still can't see each other, but I'm here. I'm a little bit concerned about the two comments from Mr. Jake Horinga seem to kind of contradict each other. The one from last year seems to acknowledge that he realizes that, like his fence is sitting on somebody else's property. And on the most recent communication, he doesn't seem to be very happy or that he's agreeing with it. So which one is it?
So through the chair to council or committee member Bess's question, we actually had similar concerns because there seemed to be conflicting information. However, we have followed up with Mr. Horinga, and he did send confirmation indicating that he is satisfied with the proposed development, and that he agrees that his accessory structures and his fencing is not on his property and it's on the Whitelaw property. And so we were satisfied that the application could go forward as opposed to being deferred to sort further details out.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions for Andrea? Okay. I believe the representative of this application is online right now. Would they like to speak in regards to this application? I believe it's Neil Harrison and Jim Harrison.
Yeah, Neil Harrison here behind the mask. No, just we appreciate the city's consideration. This extra parking space would aid in helping customers not need to park on the street as much. It's really just a step in the safer direction, so to speak. Like I said, we appreciate everything the city of Woodstock has done to help us proceed with this application efficiently.
Thank you. Does the committee have any questions for Neil and Jim Harrison? Seeing none, I believe Jake Horinga was registered to speak, but he is not on the line. I just want to confirm that he is not online with us right now. I'm going to call once more. Jake Horinga. Okay. So it appears he has not, even though he had registered to come and speak, he is not on the line with us. And we had, I just wanted to confirm that there is no other people speaking against or for the application. Seeing none, nobody for against the application. I believe Alicia, there is Kathy DeJong that has requested that her opposition be read into the minutes. You're on mute.
Apologies for that.
Okay.
Committee of Adjustment, to whom it may concern. I'm writing with concerns to the proposal of the parking lot. I am the property owner of 562 Hatch Street, neighboring this lot. 1. How does this affect my immediate standing fence? 2. What type of vehicles will be parked here? Daily hours or overnight? Trucks or cars, etc. 3. I fear this is a residential area. The property values may decrease. Not happy about a parking lot beside my property. 4. Please confirm this does not affect any change on my lot. 5. I would like to attend this meeting, not sure how with the whole COVID concerns. 6. I would like to be kept aware of these transactions. Respectfully, Kathy DeJong, January 7th, 2021.
Does the committee have any questions?
Can I just have a comment?
Absolutely.
Okay. This is to Neil Harrison. What kind of measures are you going to take to kind of like fence-wise or whatever to make sure that the neighbors will not be inconvenienced? In other words, are you going to put up like a decent kind of fence?
We would replace, we're talking along the retaining wall. Is that correct, Bill? Is that where you're, like along the northern?
I'm just looking at your diagram over there.
Yeah.
And I have no problem with you guys expanding your parking, but what will you do for the aesthetics for your neighbors, especially the one that's going to lose his fence?
We'd put up a wooden fence.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that'd be part of the site plan.
And that would be, and we would include that in the site plan. So if there was a wood fence there before, we will construct a fresh wood fence in line with the retaining wall.
And Neil, in some of the other comments he makes, this is basically customer parking?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
No other questions from the committee? Can I call for a resolution?
Can I move to approve?
Yes. Bill Bess has moved to approve. Is anybody seconding?
I second.
So Peter, and everyone's in favor?
In favor.
In favor.
Glenn, thank you. We will move on to the second application, MV-02-21. Everest Estate Homes Incorporated, 2010 Main Street East, Otterville, Ontario.
Okay, the next application is an application for minor variance, and it's affecting lands that are located at 585 Main Street. The applicant is proposing to reduce the lot depth from 28 meters to 26.7 meters, and to increase the maximum lot coverage for a dwelling house from 41% to 45%. And this would be to facilitate the construction of a single detached dwelling. The subject property is currently 290 square meters and it is vacant. we circulated the application and received comments from the building department, which indicated that back in 2004, the subject property was severed. And at the time, it was a severance and a minor variance. And the minor variance was to reduce the lot depth of 226.6 meters. And so because of that, it's not necessary for the Committee of Adjustment tonight to make a decision on that request for relief. So we will have the applicant as a condition of the approval. If the committee decides to approve the application, we will have the applicant amend the application to remove the request for the reduction in lot depth. And then the building department further commented that the applicant, or that they are supportive of the application to increase the lot coverage, and basically what it is, the lot coverage increase will accommodate a covered deck, which would result in a total of 9.5 square meters or 102 square feet. The lands are designated low density residential and are zoned residential zone 2, which permits for singles and semi-detached dwellings. In this case, as I previously indicated, the applicant is simply proposing to construct a single detached dwelling on the vacant parcel. In light of our review, we feel that the application or the request to increase the maximum lot coverage from 41% to 45% is supportable. Just for the committee's information, in the R2 zone, there's a maximum lot coverage permitted for the main dwelling and accessory structures up to 47%. And so the applicant would still fall within that 47% at 45%. And based on that lot coverage increase falling within the 47%, we're also satisfied that there's adequate space on the site to accommodate setbacks, parking, drainage, and amenity area. So in light of that, we recommend that the application be given favorable consideration, and then again, subject to the condition that the application be amended to remove the request to reduce the lot depth.
Thank you, Andrea. Does anybody on the committee have any questions for Andrea? Seeing none, I don't believe the applicant for this matter is on the line, but I just wanted to confirm that they are not present. Okay. Is anyone on the line that wishes to speak in favor of the application? Is there anyone that wishes to speak against the application? Can I call for a resolution from the committee?
Can I move to approve, please?
Yes.
It's Bill.
Bill
Move to
Best is
approve. Move to approve with the condition that was attached.
perfect. Thank you. Would anybody like to second the approval? Glenn? And Peter's in favor? The rest
All in
of the
favor.
committee is in favor. Thank you. And I don't believe there is any general business. So I would just like a motion to adjourn. Peter? Can I have a seconder? Glenn? All in favor?
Yes.
Thank you.